Good afternoon, everybody. This is Zachman, Zach, founder of BeMEN. We are here at Danny's Studio Live. It's Friday, Facebook Live. We've got our last session on mental toughness, and we're sitting down with one of the toughest brothers I know. How's that for an intro?
I appreciate that.
Hey, we got to build each other up, right?
That's right.
BeMEN is about men encouraging men. So I'm sitting with my brother, JB Braden, and we're going to get right into this, right?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So my first question is this, because I always like this, because all men have different perspectives.
Right.
For you, what is mental toughness in
Oh,
the world
man.
of JB?
When I think about mental toughness, I think about adversity. Because part of being mentally tough is overcoming adversity, overcoming challenges. Those things make you mentally tough. Because then you get to file it away in your file cabinet. Oh, I accomplished that. I overcame that tough situation. The more tough situation you overcome, I feel like the more you're building that mental toughness muscle.
Oh, that's good.
And I think about that because life brings those things along.
All the time, right?
All the time. But we can also, if we want to increase our mental toughness, we can put ourselves in those situations. You think about Navy SEALs. Most people would think those are the most mentally tough.
Sons of.
They are. They're some of the most mentally tough people I've ever met, known,
They
and
do crap
read
none of us
about.
want to do.
But if you know anything about their training, they set themselves up in situations to where they have to push themselves past their limitations.
Right,
And
right.
for me, that's what mental toughness is. How far can you push past your self-proclaimed or somebody else's limitations? Okay?
Gotcha.
And so
Yeah.
they put themselves in those situations and they build their mental toughness. I know a guy that runs a 100 miles marathon.
Oh, those ultra marathoners.
Yeah, those ultra
they're crazy.
marathoners.
Yeah.
But that's building mental toughness because you're pushing yourself past what your body tells you can do.
Right. Quit.
Yeah.
Knock it
And
off.
so can you keep going? Like you just used the word quit. Can you keep going when everything around you is telling you to quit,
Including yourself.
including yourself?
And your body.
When all the chaos.
Oh, there's a bit of chaos in America.
Absolutely.
Men. Yeah.
Absolutely. You know?
A couple spoonfuls.
Right. And so can you keep going? Can you keep moving forward?
Yeah.
When all the chaos, when all the noise, and can you shut that out?
That's awesome.
And the ability to shut that out and keep focus is a big part of mental
Now,
toughness.
when you say shut that out, you're talking about, right, your mental space, right?
Yeah, your mental space.
Closing down
Yeah.
the vault.
When not just closing down, but when I mean shut it out, I mean shutting out all the noise and all the distractions. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
all those things that knock you off course when you are focusing on a certain goal or specific goals or something that you want to achieve. Having that mental toughness to shut everything out and tap into your laser focus.
There you go. Well, guys, one of my personal beliefs is that if you're not growing, you're dying, and in that chart of life, when everything's status quo and easy, that's the flat line, right? When it's
Right.
tough, you have to grow. It
Oh, yeah.
kind of it forces you to grow.
It forces you.
And then, of course, my joke, because sarcasm is my self-defense mechanism. I say anything that doesn't kill me makes me stronger.
Right.
But what you're talking about is purposefully and in a focused fashion,
Yeah.
driving yourself into situations that may make you want to quit, and it's going to force you to go beyond.
Right. What I mean by that is you can, especially if you feel like there's an area in your life and mental toughness is an area in your life you need to get better at.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that for me, And so what can I do? What can I do? What situations can I set up? What trainings can I put myself in to push past my limitations?
Yeah,
Okay.
So you're attacking your limitations.
Right, and pushing past them, and then when you're on the other side, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you feel you feel stronger mentally
Right.
because you've pushed past what you thought you couldn't do.
You got a new plateau.
Exactly.
Now, I know for a lot of men and for you, you tell a wonderful story about growing up and
Right.
some of the diversity that you faced,
Yeah.
right? And we don't have to untangle that all today, but I know a lot of that may or may not had to do with the relationship with your father.
Right.
So do you feel like that was something in your younger years that created mental toughness for you?
Well, it's interesting because I didn't have a relationship with my father. See, that's the
Oh.
thing, because he left when I was 4 years old. So I've never known him.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've never had a relationship with him.
So I shouldn't phrase it like that.
Well, it's okay. The thing is, so it's the absence of that relationship.
So that is the relationship. The relationship is a non-relationship.
Right. So the non-relationship with my father, how did that affect my mental toughness? Well, it put me in situations because I was raised by a single mom who raised 5 kids by herself. Well, those are some tough situations.
That's a mental toughness right there.
Right. And so those are a lot of tough situations that we as a family had to go through. Me as a man had to go through.
Right.
Because a lot of things that I've learned about being a man, I didn't have a father to teach me those things. Right. You know?
You didn't have a guide.
Exactly.
Now, where were you in the 5?
I'm in the middle.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so I have 2 older sisters, a younger brother, and a younger sister, so I'm in the middle.
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha. So that stretched you.
It stretched
obviously.
me. Yeah, it did stretch me. I feel like it really helped me develop my mental toughness muscle.
Good.
And it's a muscle that I continue to strengthen daily.
So it's a daily thing for you.
It's an ongoing thing.
Okay.
It really is. It's just like anything else. It's just like it's part of personal growth if you think about it. And you and I've had that conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's going to the personal growth gym, and part of the personal growth is building that mental toughness muscle because I know, life is throwing things at us all the time. Every time you turn around, every corner you go around, the challenges are there. In business.
Yeah,
in personal life, there's always things.
All those plates spinning.
And if we don't continue to prepare ourselves for those changes and those roller coaster rides, then it could knock us off course.
I love that. See, guys, and so here's another master at what he does, and he's talking about that the most important muscle in your body is not down here, it's upstairs, right? Work on that gray matter daily. So I know a little bit later in life, you went through another life event that for me was huge. It was like off the charts, 8 out of 10 on the Richter scale.
Right.
And so you stepped through the life event of divorce.
Right.
Was that another step that challenged your mental tenacity or your mental toughness? How did that?
Well, I'll tell you what, it wasn't the divorce. It was everything that led up to the divorce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I don't know if I told you this before, but my first marriage, my wife suffered bipolar disorder.
Okay.
Okay, and so that was you want to talk about an emotional roller coaster. Now, she's a really, really sweet woman. Okay, and we have a good relationship. We've raised a great son.
That's beautiful.
And to no fault of her own, she had to deal with this.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
and when we first married, we didn't know what it was.
That you didn't know? And
Neither
she didn't
one
know?
of us.
So this fleshed itself out in the union of the relationship.
Exactly. Okay. And so going through that, relationships are hard enough.
Amen.
Right. But then you throw that in that cog into the wheel.
Yeah.
That made it even more tougher.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that put me in situations where I had to push through.
You didn't have a choice.
I didn't have a choice. And so you want to talk about the mental strength that I had to develop to get through some of those situations.
Because you're probably supporting your mental health, maybe supporting her mental health.
Exactly.
And was your son involved at that point?
Yeah, he was younger, but yeah.
So you're the glue that's keeping the family unit and the ship going.
Yeah, and that's that could become a mental strain.
That's a weight.
And one of the things that I love to share with people is, especially men, when you go through things like that, just how important it is to have other people around you.
Thank you
people
for saying
that. Well, people that you can lean on, because I've made the mistake, you've made the mistake, most men out there have made the mistake. Oh, I got this. I can run this by myself.
I'm the man.
I'm the man, right? But when you fall into that trap, because that's a self-sabotaging trap that we fall into, the ego.
Large and in charge.
Yeah,
baby.
exactly. And so I had to find a strong support system of other men.
While going through that.
Well, not necessarily going through that, but where I could just lean on and say, okay, dude, I'm just tired today, and they speak purpose and, drive into me and encourage me.
Yeah, encourage you. Yeah.
And sometimes all we need Sometimes all we need is say, look, dude, you listen. I know it's tough,
And you got this.
and I know you're tired, but you're not alone. And just knowing that you're not alone and going through something, that you got people that care about you, that gives you just enough strength to go another mile.
See, this is why this guy is an inspirational and motivational speaker. He just broke down our whole community in 2 sentences, guys, right? I mean, the quote I keep saying over and over is that this is about men encouraging men, right? To have courage is to have heart. But what JB's talking about is to encourage, is to give heart. He gives his heart to me, I give my heart to him.
Right.
And that lie of you are alone, whether it's the divorce, whether it's the relationship, the non-relationship, the drugs, the alcohol, the job, the boss, the this, and don't believe the hype. Don't believe that lie that you're all on your own. And don't think erroneously that you are a man, but you may not be the man. So I know you grew up in the Southeast, right?
Mm-hmm. I did.
So this might be a little bit of a polarizing question, but I think we got to go here.
Sure.
So for all of you who haven't been paying attention, this man has a little bit better tan than I do. So just saying. But what do you think, like in terms of culture, and then in terms of race, in regards to mental toughness?
Gotcha.
Does it matter?
Gotcha.
Does it not matter? How does it play a part?
I think it does play a part.
Okay.
I think
and
it plays.
This gets into some tender zones,
Yeah,
perhaps,
I don't care
especially
about
in
tender
America.
zones.
I know. That's why.
Hey, it's life. This
Be
is
bold. Yeah.
This is real talk, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, so real talk is real talk because we're talking about real life here.
That's right.
And then I do believe that cultures and then races and certain cultures that you grow up in affects how you develop your mental toughness.
Right.
Okay, because a lot of times it's who you're modeling or who you're watching. Okay, as they
What
go
you're
through.
exposed to.
Okay, so I'll give you an example of my mental toughness model was my mom. I told you she raised 5 of us by herself. She also worked 2 or 3 jobs at a time.
Wow.
Now, you want to talk about tough? That's the model I had for you don't give up. You do what you have to do to create the success in your life. Well, some people don't have that. So that's why it comes down to the culture and the environment that you grow up in. Because sometimes some people, all they see is quit and give up. And and then they have the limiting belief embedded in them that I'm not good enough. Things like great things don't happen to people like me. Those sort of things.
Yeah.
But where do you think they get those? They get those from their environment, from their culture that they're raised in. So I don't think, and it's not exclusive to a certain culture, a certain race.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Nobody has a monopoly on that.
No,
right?
It's just
Caucasians versus African Americans versus Hispanics.
And you've met them, and I've met them.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, but it's specific to your culture, how the culture you were raised up in. Okay, the environment that you were raised up in.
Yeah.
It can affect your mental toughness based on those people, because some of us don't have the luxury of having someone in our life to teach us that no matter what happens, you don't let life keep you down.
Right.
Okay, and so they don't know how to do that.
Get your tribe.
And
Get your team.
Yeah.
We were both athletes or coach. Yeah.
Right, and some people they just sheer determination. They say sheer determination that I'm not gonna be like that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Willpower.
Willpower. And so they just build. So for some people, they just build their own willpower and their determination. Because I didn't say this, but that's part of mental toughness, is determination,
Okay.
desire,
Yeah.
courage.
There we go.
Okay. And so what is courage? Courage is the ability to continue taking action in spite of fear.
Yeah. Overcome your fears.
Right.
All those false emotions or false
Right.
evidence. Yeah.
Right. And so that
Push
takes
through.
some mental toughness to push through the fear and still do the action that you need to do
There you go.
to move forward.
So I know you're a public speaker.
Right.
Maybe everybody else doesn't know he's a public speaker. He's a damn good public speaker. This is not his first rodeo.
Thank you.
But now, like, you've honed your craft, but you're now helping others if
Right.
they want to be trained by you to speak.
Right.
So this might be this might be new to everybody. I'm gonna let out a little secret that most Americans are deathly afraid of public speaking.
Quite a few. Yeah.
In fact, our joke in our office is that the worst fear isn't death or public speaking; it's death by public speaking. Because you die right on the stage.
Right.
So first of all, like, unpack that. So you're a public speaker, so
Right.
that must have taken some mental toughness, and now you're going to mentor others to overcome their fears about public speaking. What does
Right.
that look like?
Well, it is you use the word unpacking, which is very true. So I help them unpack what exactly about it are you afraid of. And if you
Right.
talk to people, when you talk to people, it always comes down to a couple of the same things.
Okay.
I'm afraid of looking stupid. I'm afraid of messing up. Right?
Right.
Okay. I'm afraid that I'm not going to do a good job.
Right.
All those are limiting beliefs. Right?
Stories in the head.
Mm-hmm. And so one of the ways that you combat that is just your preparation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That the whole thing of I'm afraid I'll mess up. Well, why don't you prepare to the point where you can't mess up? And even if you do, who's going to know?
There you go.
Right? I'm going to look stupid. That's just a limiting belief. Mm-hmm. And so having the mental toughness to push past that.
That's
okay.
great.
And developing that muscle. And the thing about mental toughness that a lot of people don't understand is the action.
Okay.
That's the only way you can develop it. It's to do. You have to do.
You mean I can't just read about it?
No.
Can I take a webinar?
No, you got to do
man.
it.
I want the easy route.
You can't. There's no easy thing about it. And anyone who studies mental toughness, builds mental toughness, they know this is an action oriented. But that's also, think about that. So you think about this because it's action oriented.
Right.
So is creating success. The level of action that you put towards what you want to achieve determines how much you achieve.
There you go. What
right?
you focus on growth.
Right. And it's the same with mental toughness. You want to build your mental toughness, you got to move forward. So that you got to push past and you got to do something.
There you go.
When everything in you says you can't do that, don't do that, that scares the crap out of me, but you do it anyway. And then you look back and you're like, I did it, ha ha ha. So the next time it makes it a little easier because you're a little bit stronger mentally.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to wrap up today, and actually, JB answered my last question, right? Dispelling some of the myths. And there's that myth that you can just think your way through mental toughness. No, you got to act your way through mental toughness. Otherwise, we just call it mental softness, right? So, as we're wrapping up today, this is our last piece on mental toughness, and then we're going to pivot to the next pillar of the 5 pillars of male wellness, because that's coming up. That is going to be right around the corner, ladies and gentlemen, and mostly for you gentlemen, the end of June, right? June 29th, and we'll be in Northwest Parker, and we are going to break that down for about 3 hours. Before that, though, you need to come check out, men. We're going to have Beers, Bros, and Bucks launching in Denver. That's going to be May 1st, Wednesday, 6 p.m., because Mother Nature did not cooperate with us this week when we had the anti-blizzard. So stay tuned for all of that. And there's also going to be an extra credit little piece called the Man Map coming up May 16th. So look for all those things. Go to our website. Please connect. And always know you are never alone. Let's all go be extraordinary.